Yeah, moving weight like a magician, how I make it disappear. Bitch, I'm aiming for the top, we going viral all year. Spread the word to the people, I ain't here to spread fear. Shedding blood in these streets, that's a whole lot of tears.
Hey, remember in the last video I said in 2 days I was gonna post this video? So what happened was, right, I was in the lab, you know, I'm about to start another channel, right? That'll be our 5th channel. Right, so we'll be 5 channels deep, putting up game theory numbers. You know what I mean? I'm a real MatPat in the craft. Call me SciPat, thank you, please and thank you. And, you know, I was very busy. And it's only been like 11 days, don't worry. But if you don't know what we're doing here today we're here to rewatch Christian Episode 5 by General Sanro 2.1. Now, I know what you're thinking. Sai, rewatching? Are you serious? You're not a pro reactor if you've already seen the content. And to that I say, it is if I forget.
Baba Booey!
If you don't know what's going on, 3 years ago, when I started this Christian documentary watch, I accidentally forgot to save the VOD for part 4 and part 5. So now I'm going back and rewatching it, so the playlist is nice and concise and just excellent. So if you enjoyed this video, make sure you hit with a like and think about subscribing because we're on our way to 1,000. We're getting there. Slowly. But yes, on to the video. Can I get a whoosh? You know, I don't think I ever read this disclaimer.
What made him this way?
What keeps him fascinated?
What is the attraction?
Fuck. What keeps people fascinated?
What keeps us fascinated?
Us, god damn it! I'm always
This is
like
the
so
story
close.
of Christian.
Part 5.
Less than a week after Christian's Encyclopedia Dramatica page was created, someone updated it by uploading an infamous internet-based photograph called Goatsy, which grabbed.
Even if I just become a lolcow, if I ever get so bad that there's a tab of what I'm jacking off to, I mean, give me that Anakin Skywalker treatment at that point. Leave me to the lava pool. Because that is absurd.
Graphically depicts a naked man stretching his anus with his fingers snugly within his rectum, dilating his orifice to an inhumane diameter. This upset Chris.
I'm upset too. Can I join that team? Can I join the upset team? That was very descriptive. You damn near painted the picture. I can see it in my eyes now. When I blink, I can still see it.
So gravely that he took it upon himself to edit the page to make himself appear more appealing. For example, a paragraph noting his racism was changed to, "Oh yeah, he's also old-fashioned. In his idea of a sweetheart, she is not black. He is cool with adoption, but his dream of his future daughter calls for blood, tears, and seminal descent."
Why even change it? What was the point? Why even mess with it? It was already correct. Why would you change it? It said you was racist. She's like, I don't like that image. I'm gonna just change it a little bit. I'm a little old-fashioned, you know. My idea of a perfect woman, that she's not some dirty baboon.
Not only did he reword sentences and correct historical inaccuracies, but he also extensively added personal information, a tactic which he called information overload. While his intention was to evoke sympathy, it only
I call it trauma dumping.
Succeeded in fueling the fire for the trolls. In a way to reassert his heterosexuality, he uploaded.
It's like the blur does nothing. The blur is doing nothing for me. I'm like, I don't know if it's because I watch so many parts at this point that my eyes just uncensor automatically. Like I got the Vision Plus, the Vision Premium, but it's like I can see right through this. It's a flimsy veil that I can look right through.
Several of his own sexually charged drawings, such as one of Sonichu and Rosechu having intercourse, a naked Mary Lee Walsh masturbating, Bubbles and Black Sonichu having sex, and an image called She Came for Quick, which depicted Chris satisfying an unidentified naked woman with his fingers. Those exposed to the picture felt that the woman bore a striking resemblance to his twin sister Crystal, and were convinced that it was an illustration of incest.
Hot take. I feel like you can't be racist, homophobic, and do incest. You can't have all three of them. Maybe two, but you can't rock the triple threat, bro. That's too much. I know people in Alabama might be rocking that triple, quadruple threat even, but they different. They're like Florida people for that section of the states. Okay, Florida people, they just do whatever they want. Alabama people, I don't know if they know about laws.
The fact that he captioned the image with "Your sister has come for me" didn't
No, your sister has come for you.
help. Outside of his illustrations, he reflected on his obsession with Megan, admitting that he no longer pined for her, and talked about pleasuring himself using his inflatable sex doll, Officer Nasty. He restated his purpose.
There's like, that is so loaded. That is so sexually loaded. A sex doll named Officer Nasty. Not only did he get the officer dynamic, like that kink play, that kinky officer play, he's also putting nasty, and they like, did you need to do both? Like, was that necessary? Like, I feel like we could have got the idea of what you got going on with that officer title. You know what I mean? Hey, I'm just a guy. I'm just a little guy.
I will continue to shove the true facts from my heart and soul down your throats, only until you take this whole page down for good. Chris would go on creating new accounts and further altering the page for the next few years. As the year 2007 drew to a close, Christian bought an anime-styled sex doll named Kimmy and continued to email Megan, telling her that he would meet Lori soon. And on New Year's Eve, he sent an email to a friend of Megan's, which contained a new freestyle poem called "For My True Love, I Would." For my true love, I treat her tenderly, sweetly, gently, like a summer breeze. I'd caress her skin gently with my strong fingers. I'd take her to eat and provide for her to my ability.
Oh, it's a freestyle poem. My bad. I thought he said freestyle. I immediately. That's the blackest shit I ever did. That's staying in too. That's the blackest shit I've ever did. I see freestyle and I immediately thought bro was about to start spitting bars. Oh my god. I can't beat these stereotypes, man. I'm playing into them at this point.
I'd start small at McDonald's, then let it get better in due time. If she is willing to allow the pleasure, I'd lay her down, caress her gently, tickle her fancy, have her tickle my fancy, and give it to her, with the learned, lonely experience I've endured. I love you will be shared daily with a French side dish. I am her soldier, to do for her as she sees fit. In January 2008, Christian created a Facebook account, which he used much in the same manner as his other social media outlets, such as...
You know what's crazy? I know for a fact I didn't watch this, because I didn't even know that they gave me the lore dump of when he made his Facebook. I just always thought he always had it. I thought he always had it and it just started showing up for some reason. So I guess I might have never watched episode 5. Maybe this is where the reveal happens. Plot twist.
As MySpace. He managed to befriend several women in his general vicinity and tried to engage in conversations with them. Hi Christina, I have read your profile and I find you quite interesting. You're pretty, honest, and smart. If you'd like, I'd like to meet you for a soda or coffee and get to know you better over a pleasant conversation. I also hope you will accept my friend request I have submitted earlier. Please reply if it's all cool.
He's about to fumble this bag. I told y'all the only way to talk to women, hit them with a "What's up?" What you doing? Goosebumps, yo, I'm getting goosebumps.
Okay, well, I'm 17 and about to be 18 in a few months, but yeah, I love to party and all that good shit, so hit me up.
Nope. What? My... Chrissy Co. Oh my god. No. God damn it.
Cool, Christina. While
No,
I
it's not
don't
cool.
know what it means to hit me up, I'll assume it means to talk to you more. I look forward to meeting you in person and learning more about you. And if you need a tutor for a school subject, I can probably help you. I've excelled in math and English subjects. Yo tom '2 años de español en mi escuela secundaria. And I took 2 years of Spanish in my high school.
I don't know, bro. Bro's starting off trying to flirt with her, and then he's like, if you need a tutor, I can be your tutor. Like police? I know exactly who can help you. Just go around the corner, go straight to the police station, and they'll give you what you want.
Take care, Chris Chan. Okay, yeah, well, here's the thing. First of all, I'm 17 and
Right.
you're too old. And second of all, no, you're too old for me. And third of all, I'm not into all that Christian shit, but I would still love to be friends with you. And I don't know very
She was laying down the brass tacks until... Bro, Mike, you gotta watch out, bro. She was laying down the brass tacks until she got to that, I would still love to be friends with you, bro. I know that's like just being kind. He didn't really do nothing. She don't know too much about him. But it's like, Christina. Can I call you Tina? That was the worst move you could have made.
very many Christians who like to party, cause I'm a hardcore party girl. So, no, nothing like what you may be thinking. I just wanted to be friends with you. I'd wait until you were at least 18 before taking it further. Also, I can party. I just don't get invited much.
I wonder why, Diddy. I know why you weren't invited. What the hell? I'll wait till you're 18 and then I'll get ya. That's what he just told me. That's what I heard. Why is it always 17-year-olds? Why do they always go for 17? Why can't people just be like, man, maybe that's illegal. Maybe I should date within my range. Nah.
There's nothing wrong with simply meeting for a pleasant conversation and soda pop.
What, the
I
doctor
promise
disrespect?
I would not lay a finger on you. Okay, well, a little FYI, I'm on probation and house arrest, and I might get locked up tomorrow for breaking my probation, so let's just take it day by day.
We got a chat full of criminals. Oh my god.
I mean, I don't know Oo at all, and people might talk about me hanging with some older dude who I don't know. But I do hang at DQ, Dairy Queen, every day after school, so drop by and see if Oo can find me. Holla boy. After Christian sent another
Holla,
message
boy.
divulging more details about himself, communication with Christina ceased.
I saw the Smurfs pop up in that big list of combo. That's fair. That's fair. You know? I mean, if someone told me like, yeah, I'm a huge fan of the Smurfs. Why are you a fan of little blue people, man? Why you like a show where a big tall guy hunts little people, man? I'm just gonna hit that block button real quick. Yeah.
He also engaged in a chat with Christy, who accepted his invitation for a chat over coffee or soda, but he ultimately declined her acceptance when she revealed that she was a single mother. He also
Beggars cannot be choosers, bro. How did you fumble a... I know he's sick. I know he's sick to this day. This is a generational fumble. This fumble is awful. He had a beautiful MILF in his hands. And he said, whoops. Dropped it.
messaged a Danielle, whose boyfriend in response threatened Chris. On January 20th, Christian pleaded on Facebook for people not to believe what has been written on Encyclopedia Dramatica. There are some cyberbullies who have taken my words and feelings out of context and twisted them into meaningless mockery. Please do not believe those terrible rumors. I am a good man who needs a female sweetheart to soothe my pains from loneliness, stress of social influences, and heartaches. Please help me, so I can help you one day. 4 days later, he described his near encounter with a lady at the Alderman Library. I was playing Sudoku on my PSP, and I was listening in on...
That is the worst use of a PSP I ever heard anyone say. What the hell? Why are you playing Sudoku on a PS? Sudoku at all is such a boring game just to even like thinking about it making me tired. But using your PSP, you could have been playing Ratchet and Clank, Ben 10, Ratchet and Clank. You have all these games to play, bro, and you choose Sudoku.
On this conversation between a couple of cute ladies just to my right. I've enjoyed just listening to them talk about their things. I will not divulge any details because I am the man who will keep a secret. Plus, I don't know all the details. Anyway, after one of the two left, the gal that stayed sitting next to me talked on her cell in what sounded like Dutch or German. It was the perfect opening for a conversation towards making a new gal pal. I had it in my head. Pardon me, I couldn't help but overhear you chat on your phone. But was that Dutch or German you were speaking?
You know what? I will give Chris props. I would never do that. Okay, let's set the scene. I love setting the scene. Little fun little stage set. Okay, let's say I'm Chris, right? And you are German and or Dutch lady on your phone, right? And I wanted to start a conversation. This is what I would do. Yeah, nothing. I'll do nothing. I'll just sit there and aimlessly just sit there, hoping that something will work out in my favor. So I'll give him that. At least he had a plan. Because I wouldn't even think about doing nothing. I'll just be like, yeah. I'm just a little guy, of course.
I had the nerve set up. I was raring to say it. But when I started to say it, the tension and my shyness and my autism choked me, literally. I could not even open my mouth to
Bro got that freaktism. Hey, yo.
say anything. And she left. I'm kicking myself now. Anyway, that is how shy I am. I'm so shy that I just freeze or choke upon starting to talk to a new girl I don't know yet. Through his Facebook updates, it was revealed that he regularly attended Grace Baptist Church in Charlottesville. Since Chris was told that Lori Lopez was going to go out with Joshua Martinez instead of Chris, he edited the ED page in order to convince the trolls to ruin Joshua's reputation instead. Look, pal, if you really want to take down someone who has a reputation, consider one Joshua Martinez. Ladies come a-running from at least as far as New York City to his house in Dyke, Virginia. Not just any ladies, but stars like Megan Fox, Jessica Alba, Jessica Biel.
Bro, I don't care if I get canceled for saying this. I said it in Discord, Megan Fox is overrated. I know what you're saying. But the car scene of Transformer. Overrated. But that one other scene is just overrated. But that one scene in that one TMNT movie, overrated. I don't know. She's just not my cup of tea, man. Every time I see everyone like, oh my god, Megan Fox is the baddest woman alive. What are you talking about, man?
Jessica Simpson, and plenty other whores. He also has been piggybacking on the stardom of Vanessa Hudgens, singing with her in her Latino albums, and starring with her in various HBO movies, and even worse, Transformers 2. He has her and some other gal named Brittany for both of it.
Now that's why I draw the goddamn line. Transformers 2 is a good movie. Those Michael Bay movies are fire. I don't care. From Shia LaBeouf to how am I forgetting his name, bro? I literally talk about him all the time. Oh my god. This is embarrassing. I'm embarrassed. I can't remember his name. Mark Wahlberg. How did I forget Mark Wahlberg's name? I don't even deserve to finish this statement, bro. I can't even deserve to claim to be a Transformer fan, bro. That's embarrassing as hell. Damn. But yeah, all the movies were good in my opinion.
With simultaneous girlfriends. Dual marriage in the works here. He's a more lucky SOB than I can ever surmount to. Ruin his reputation. Joshua Martinez. P.S. You did not hear this whole thing from me.
I believe I did.
Editors of the page didn't bite. In March, becoming increasingly troubled at all the attention Chris has been receiving, Megan requested that he take down all references to her on the internet. However, it was too late. She discovered that she came for Quick Pick and recognized the woman in it to be herself and But
I don't want to be that guy. as I love saying, right? But if I saw a photo, like of someone I knew, draw a picture of like a black guy with braids, I would assume that's me, because that's a pretty, that narrows it down. But if I had like a short fro, you know, unless it was like copying my tattoos or something, I'd be like, that can be anybody. Anyone could be behind that mask. It could be Boosie, it could be Bruce Drop Him Off, it could be anybody, bro. It could just be anybody, you know. White woman with brown hair, not a rare thing. Not rare at all.
Confronted Chris. I didn't realize how much of an a-hole I could have been. I was caught up in the rage from that weekend in November when I did that. I couldn't even see straight, but I have done what I should have done long ago. Inform AOL, as well as other places on the web who can take down offensive websites and pages. I've really shot myself in the foot, and I am sorry. Not only am I mad at myself for being such a complete enraged a-hole, but my rage against those jerks who put that page up in the first place arose with greater flame because my closest friend got hurt emotionally. That's you. I will see to that website's demise, or my name isn't Christian Weston Chandler.
My question is like, I know I asked this like, well, I asked it last time, I don't know about every time, but why didn't she just block him? Like, I'm assuming she does it eventually. Honestly, I don't remember the whole story, you know. But I assume she does it eventually. Why is it taking so long? I would have, well, you know, I don't know. It depends.
Megan, I'm sorry for hurting you. Megan, I'm sorry for hurting you. Megan, I'm sorry for hurting you.
We're doing that Bart Simpson.
Megan, I'm sorry for hurting you. Thinking that repeating that phrase was enough recompense for Megan, his next email focused on his investigation on who took the picture of him at the game place, launching this entire campaign of hate against him. In response, Megan wrote about her shock concerning her depiction. I'm very much scarred by that image, and it will never leave me, and I can't decide what's...
I mean, I don't know what it's like to be drawn like that. Hopefully I never will. You know, I don't look my name up on Rule 34 every night. But I don't know. Scarred. If I think about it, if I was like just sitting there and all of a sudden, bam, a photo of me, I don't know if I'd be scarred. But again, different strokes, different folks, quite literally, you know.
Worse, the image in general, or the fact you intentionally drew it and gave it to the webmaster for that site that you hate so much. Not only have you poured gas on the fire by doing that, adding obscenity to the already horrific site, but you have also embarrassed and humiliated me, and degraded and demeaned me, whether you realize it or not. Okay, well look, I'm unsure how I feel and what to do, so here's what I think. I'd like for you to just completely leave me alone for a while, until I can sort things out myself. You understand? It's not like I hate you, but I don't see you in the same light anymore, so just leave me be for a while. Let me...
What light did you see him in? Because if I remember correctly, bro was touching you. Bro was touching you when you didn't want to be touched. Constantly. And he constantly invaded your personal boundaries. So at where are you right now in the spectrum with him? That's what I want to know, Miss Megan. Miss Megatron.
Let me try to recuperate with my few other friends. And maybe we can just start from scratch sometime. Maybe, I don't know.
She is
just
way
depends
too
on how
lenient.
I feel, okay? So please, let me be, and let me see how it goes, okay?
She's way
Completely
too nice.
misunderstanding her point, Chris thought that the drawing upset her so because she was naive about sex and didn't truly understand what was being depicted, ironically revealing his own ignorance regarding sex. You may or may not have had much exposure to sexual images as I've had, so the idea of a hand job, which was the act drawn there as part of outer course versus intercourse, was a surprise to you.
Do you call it a hand job if you're... I thought it was be like finger, you know. I thought it would be like that. Is it a hand job? Oh, I'm going to abuse this new information. This information will be abused one day. Not in a weird way, but in a funny way. I promise.
I'm sorry. If it helps put things into perspective, I can recommend finding information on the internet through this educational website I found through adameve.com.
It's called a Pornhub. You'll love it. If you love that, you'll definitely love the live version.
Or I recommend renting The 40-Year-Old Virgin. That movie touches on some of the issues around sex and how it can really frustrate an older virgin who hasn't had the pleasure yet. Or I can loan you my copy of The 40-Year-Old Virgin. The point is,
Yeah, if you don't know about sex, you should just look up this porno. If you want, you can burn my copy. It's gonna be a bit sticky, but it's okay. It's gonna be alright. Ugh. Gross.
Allowing yourself more exposure to sex acts to make yourself feel more comfortable with that fact of life. In addition, he defended his actions. As for the drawings, while I have shoved the text information down your throat in an attempt to drown them in submission, there were too many images of penises, on there. I drew drawings promoting vaginas to go against those dickheads. I did the drawing of Sonichu f***ing Rosechu.
What a feminist, man. What a true male feminist. He stands with and for women.
I did the drawing of Bubbles getting it from Black Sonichu. I had the idea of pairing them
I thought he meant the Powerpuff Girl. Oh my god. Oh my god. My brain was like, holy shit. That is insane.
up in the comic book anyway. I did the drawings of Angelica and Mary Lee Walsh, that witch hag, masturbating. And I did draw the drawing of me giving you—
Why are you drawing your ops masturbating? I ain't gonna lie. If my ops draw me masturbating, I win. I win the fight. If you draw in my if you have to use your dubla obligabla to think about what my wee wee looks like to draw it, I won the fight, bro. There's nothing you can really say to me after that. I really win any interaction we have. Right? What are you gonna say? You're a bitch, yeah? Well, you thought about my penis. I win. Like, you can't beat me now. So, more of the story is don't draw your ops masturbating, man. Don't do it.
a hand job from among my adult fantasies, with your eyes censored to conceal your identity. It was a massive step outside of my boundaries, and I did it out of anger, and I regret having done it, and I'm really, really sorry. But we all do things in the heat of anger, and or out of our boundaries, that we end up regretting later. He proceeded to remove all references to Megan from the ED page, including replacing the lewd drawing of her with a close-up of her groin. By Christian's reasoning, this succeeded in masking the true identity of the woman in question, even though
Okay, I want to put this in perspective of, like, if this was an actual photo, right? And imagine, like, dude, why'd you put that up? I don't want that there. And it was like, oh, my bad. There we go. Yeah, there it is. They'll never know it's you, man. They'll never know. It's like, geez, dude. Come on. Not even like a little blur, a little blurring, a little General Samuel blur.
everyone apart from Chris and Megan still assumed it to be his hypothetical sister. He also felt it appropriate to upload the cover of his fictitious PlayStation game, Christian Weston Chandler's Adult Chronicles. Megan understandably took issue with his latest development. Okay, so instead of removing that one completely, you just enlarged my crotch. Thanks a lot. Why didn't you just remove it? Well, I'm sorry, but that just makes me more angry in a way. It's not that actual sex act that traumatizes me. It's the fact that you fantasize doing such things to me when you know I would never. It's like, how do I know you're not going to abduct me and such? That was a figure of speech. You know what I mean? It creeps me out you have such thoughts about me. It's like you're stalking me, so you really need to back off.
I don't think it's the idea that he has the thoughts. I think it's the idea that he's so verbally out loud about those thoughts. You know what I mean? Like, okay, put it like this, right? You may see a girl, you might see a fly girl walking down the street. You're like, man, she's bad, right? You just have that thought. But it's completely different to be like, yo, girl, I'ma do things to you, you know? Like, there's a certain level of, like, there's a veil that you keep up, you know? But I understand that from that perspective.
P.S. I think it's rather amusing how you complain of these people defiling you. Yes, many posts are ridiculous, but you have defiled Mary Lee Walsh and our wonderful security officers, who are simply doing their job. Then you defiled me and lied about it. You need to stop with this mindset that the whole world's against you and start taking some responsibility for once. Example, it's wrong to hate these people when you broke the rule by soliciting/loitering. Hey, at least they're doing their job, and I support that. In an attempt to find a resolution to the issue, Chris sent an email to the Wikimedia Foundation asking if it were possible for them to take down the page due to the culture of bullying it produced, only to be told that Encyclopedia Dramatica was not part of Wikimedia and thus they were helpless in the matter.
Okay, I thought they were about to say it wasn't bullying. I was about to say that would be complete horse diarrhea garbage. Because that, I mean, I felt there would be someone that he could talk to, right?
Chris once again emailed Megan berating ED, upset that the authors of the page
erectile
assumed that the
dysfunction.
woman was his imaginary sister, who shared the name of his imaginary daughter, hence theorizing that Christian wanted to impregnate his mother so he could successfully have intercourse with his daughter, who was also his sister.
That was a lot. That was a lot. Holy, oh my god! I feel stun locked. That was a sentence if I've heard one. He wants to impregnate his own mother so he could have sex with his sister daughter.
He also revealed that drawing that image may have in fact prevented something even more heinous. As for the drawing itself, I realized that it was done not only out of inspired fantasy, angst against ED, and love for you, but also a major release for my crazy, mixed up hormones. If I didn't have the foresight to put my pent up frustrations and feelings in the form of something, I might have become an abusive maniac. So thank God for allowing me to release my bottled up frustrations in a more positive, yet not so politically correct, and not physically hurting others method.
Whoa! Holy, what? Bro just said, okay. Bro just said, if I didn't draw this, I would have wanted the real thing. Yeah. Rough. Why am I barking? Rough. That's rough.
He insisted that if they ignored the webpage, the trolls would lose interest and forget about them. In the meantime, disgusted by everyone accusing him of having incestuous desires, Chris made it explicitly clear that the woman in the drawing was in fact his friend Megan, editing the phrase, drawing pictures of himself having sex with his imaginary twin sister, to drawing pictures of himself having sex with his lost sailor soldier, Megan, who dumped his sorry ass for drawing the pic of him f***ing her. She never even had any inkling of interest in him. What a intolerable, sad sack loser. But there was nothing more he could do to save their relationship. By the end of April, Megan had severed all ties with Chris. As a result of his adoration for her,
Finally,
he had created a veritable shrine for Megan, comprised of her own drawings that she gave him, figurines, pictures, and other media which were inspired by his desire for her. Over the coming year,
I don't know if you knew this, but I don't think Megan liked when people like things that she liked. I don't think you got the message.
the shrine slowly dissipated. As an expression of humility, he uploaded an image gallery called, You Know What? I Hate
Warzone.
Me Too onto his ED page, which comprised of a selection of images from his comics, wherein he depicted himself getting beaten up, downtrodden, and looking unflattering. What's more, the pastor at his church discovered his online activities and subsequently expelled Christian from Grace Baptist Church. But he soon
For once, a W priest, bro. Bro said, "You did what? Let me go call the OG real quick." Yeah, no, he drawed himself finger blasting her online. Yes. No, when he asked her to take it down, he just zoomed in on the crotch. Yes, I'm telling you. No, he's right here, man. He's right here. Why I gotta let him go? I don't know what he about to do to me. He's a freaky out nigga. Alright. The Lord work in mysterious ways, don't he? I don't think he wants you to be here, man. That's just what I'm feeling though. I heard there's a church down the street that will accept you. I don't know. I would love to see that interaction go down. I would love to see that interaction taking place.
found refuge in Wesley Memorial United Methodist Church. To add insult to injury, Michael Snyder, the manager of the game place, banned Chris from the store for 2 weeks, most likely due to his frequent outbursts of racism towards the African American children, and the temper tantrums he threw whenever he lost, which eventually resulted in an overall drop in patronage.
I want to know where this racism in him came from. Because, like, of course it probably came from, like, his parents, right? But I want to see, like, the conversation they had to get him to this level. Because, like, this wouldn't be like oh, I just avoid being around black people, so, like, my kid just don't know what it's like to be around. This is like I told my child, they're inferior. They're apes. You know? Speaking of apes, I've been watching Planet of the Apes recently for the first time. I watched the first 3 movies. All fire. All gas. That's all I want to say. That's all. No!
In May, seemingly moving on from the events of the previous 2 months, Chris uploaded a gallery of photos onto the Adult Swim message boards of his Rock Band guitar controller, which he custom painted in the theme of the cartoon character Meatwad from the Adult Swim show Aqua Hunger Force. On May 11th, he was officially baptized at the Wesley United Methodist.
Does Chris know that Frylock is black? And I ain't gonna lie, Meatwad, I'm taking him part of the black community. I don't care. I'm taking him. Y'all, okay? I took custody. He's part of the black community as well. Shake is definitely white. He's like he's for sure white. That's not our jurisdiction. We won't get to make that up. It just is what it is, man.
Methodist Church. In June, troubles with Chris at the game place escalated to the point that Michael Snyder permanently banned him from the establishment. In retaliation, Christian called over his parents, so Snyder called the police, as he was well within his rights to refuse service to anyone he saw fit.
He went ban for ban. He up 12.
After this expulsion, the only form of regular social interaction he had left were his church activities. On June 25th, Brittany, who was someone who had become aware of Christian's antics online, wrote a lengthy email addressed to him in the hopes of convincing him to change his ways and move beyond always using his autism as a crutch. In August, Chris sent an email to someone he knew from the game place, letting him know that he had sent a letter of apology to Michael Snyder, but to no avail. In early August, Christian uploaded another video addressing the trolls who were dragging his name through the mud and blamed ED for the end of his relationship with Megan.
You know, ED ends a lot of relationships. Alright, Chris? And sometimes it's not always that person's fault. Right? Sometimes that person just don't know what to do, and the doctor isn't giving them real medicational help. Okay, maybe that, Chris. Maybe that.
Threatening to cease publication of the upcoming Sonichu issue 7 until the page was taken down. Throughout the video, he uses his glasses and hands for cartoon-like theatrics to dramatically emphasize his message.
Citizens of the internet, I present an open message to each and every one of you. Y'all should know me by now, but if you don't, I am Christian Weston Chandler, the original creator of Sonichu, the Electric Hedgehog Pokemon, back on March 17th, 2000. Any dates earlier are void. I have a whole bunch of people on the internet give me hate, show me a lot of hate, and I do not appreciate it. Takes me off. Y'all think I'm just a sap, a chump, dumbass, whatever you may think. But you know what? You, every last one of you who has expressed hate against me, you're the shitheads.
He once again reiterates that he is not a homosexual.
Every one of you who thinks I'm homo and calls me that because I am not.
I'm homo. Sapien, got him.
I'm straight. You're the homos. Every last one of you.
Nor is he a...
He's not wrong. Genetically, he's not wrong. So he got us there.
pedophile.
I am not a pedofork, you dorks!
He expresses his disgust for the...
Imagine if Dr. Respect came out and said that. Imagine he showed her like, I am not a pedophile, you dorks! I don't know. It'll be putting Colleen Belger to shame. That ukulele will have to be put down.
Pornographic images others have uploaded to the ED page, stating that he prefers vaginas, referring to them by the euphemism, China.
The hatred I'm getting from every last one of you who has contributed to that Encyclopedia Dramatica webpage, and every other forum, internet document, lewdly drawn pictures with dicks.
Oh my god.
I love dykes. Dykes. China. I'm straight.
I don't think you know what that word means.
If I see a dick, I just look away with a moment of being...
Now I know I'm from the future technically. I know right now when you're watching this, if you're watching this in sequence, right now I'm a little bit in the future. Not a little bit. I'm way in the future. By the way, shit get crazy in the future. But something that y'all gonna hear me say, I guess technically this is the first time I'm saying it in continuity. So you know, if someone ever tries to say that if a guy ever says when I see a penis, I'm just disgusted. I'm so straight. When I see a penis, I'm gonna throw up. They're overcompensating. And it's alright, man. It's alright. But it's like, come on. Be real with yourself. Every time you take a piss, you're like, ew! Oh my god, why does it look like that? Come on now. Come on now, come on. Really? You want me to believe that? I ain't buying what you're selling, buddy.
freaked out.
He confirms once and for all that the woman pictured in She Came for Quick is Megan.
And by the way, that is not Crystal, whose eyes are censored. That is Megan. and just for
oh my god,
taking it up and twisting it around as such.
He describes his simple and wholesome wish for the future.
If I ever do find the one that is to be my sweetheart, I will give her such care, such tenderness, such love. We get around to hanky-panky, that's fine. That's good. We get married. I will have my God called daughter. She will be taken care of lovingly.
I always wonder what Chris is looking at when he be doing these videos. I was fighting every fiber in my being not to mention it, but it's just so funny to imagine, like, guys, did you see that video? That was insane. Dude, that was bonkers. Guys, I can't, look at me, I can't believe it, bro. I can't, message, like, like, the over the camera look is so crazy.
Those of you who mock me otherwise with such frivolous, lucrative adultery.
Okay, you're using too many big words, man. I'm not keeping up.
If I ever hear any more new stuff, it will weigh on your conscience with me tearing at your souls emotionally.
I hate to say it, but if you played the Elden Ring DLC, this guy is literally the one summon that you bring in for the Bell fight. I'm your fears made flesh, Bell! That's Chris. That's him.
I'll leave you with any other thoughts that you may have. But if you dare twist these words around, that will weigh worse on your conscience. The words that I provide from sound mind and heart, it will weigh heavily on you. It will weigh heavily on you.
2 days later, the Chris Chan page was declared Article of the Now on Encyclopedia Dramatica. The following day, Chris emailed Bill O'Reilly from Fox News, Dateline NBC, and NBC Nightly News about his conflict with Encyclopedia Dramatica, apparently for the second time. I wish to re-report the heinous webpage of worst levels of mockery against me. This webpage has been haunting me since it originated around Halloween 2007. He implicated Jason Kendrick Howell as the creator of the page, declaring him the head troll, and directed the majority of his hatred towards him. He also recorded another video, urging fans of Sonichu to...
He looks like an Eminem fan. He looks like a prime Eminem fan. Like, if I just saw this photo and I didn't watch Christian, I would legitimately just believe this is some, like, yeah, I listen to underground rap. That's an awfully hot coffee pot. It wraps around to it, wrap around to every wrap around. Like, that's the vibes I'm getting from this photo.
To help take down the ED page, under the impression that he had more fans than he actually did.
Attention, all Sonichu fans on the internet who do not hate me, Christian Weston Chandler. for I have an important message for y'all. If y'all would actually like me to bring up new stuff for Sancho and conclude the stories, you can do so by having that Encyclopedia Dramatica page taken down so that I can feel more comfortable in drawing and coloring the comics that y'all have grown to love. If you want to send all your complaints for me not doing the work that I should be doing, you can send every last complaint to the one called Jason Kendrick Howe, also known as How Games.
Chris, you are truly not like us. One day Kendrick will see you and he will make that diss track.
Or Liquid Snake. For he is, and I quote in an email he sent me, the creator of the Encyclopedia Dramatica ED page for me.
He urges everyone to send their hate to Kendrick Howell.
And that's for you, Jason Kendrick Howell. As sure as I am to get at least 1 ounce of vagina, I have your number and you're going down.
2 days later, Chris celebrated the apparent fall of AD. In reality,
wait, ED's no more? Let's go, baby! Let's go!
The website was experiencing frequent outages and slow load times due to the increased site popularity.
Ladies and gentlemen on the internet, to all the Sancho fans, I am pleased to announce that the Encyclopedia Dramatica, not only the web page, but the whole freaking website's going down. And to make sure it definitely goes down and stays down, do not donate any money to that web page.
Like, it's like it's at a point where I feel bad of how easy he's making it. You know what I mean? Like, at least people like Boogie, nah, Boogie makes it pretty easy too. Like, at least like people like Wings, it's not always as like easy as just like he's giving you the food. Like, he's just throwing the freebies for you, just low hanging fruit back to back. Luckily, this website's gone for good, unless someone gives them money. But I know you guys wouldn't do that to me, right? There's 3 credit cards sent to that website right now, all given over $500.
Website, especially if you want to see the more adventures of Sancho that I am conjuring up in my mind and drawing up.
As a reward for all the hard work his fandom had put in, he previewed unfinished drawings of a joke referencing the cartoon series Family Guy to be featured in Sonichu issue 7.
DV14, just for the sketch, just like the Family Guy show. Let's go, Ghostbusters, let's go.
How is this better blurring than General Saimir blurring out actual hentai? How is this possible? How is this camera this pre-ordered blur?
Let's go, let's go, let's go, Ghostbusters, let's go.
He also inserted references to the 1986 Filmation animated series, Ghostbusters,
Did he, bro? I can't
to the
see
Columbia
it.
Pictures movie franchise, nor its subsequent animated adaptation, The Real Ghostbusters.
Oh, my aching assholes!
Through some email exchanges, Christian found an acquaintance in Robert Simmons V, who was in fact an anti-troll who gained Chris's trust by supporting his act.
It's just, my Caucasian brethren, how do you feel about this, bro? What are the odds one of the first people that stands next to Chris looks exactly like him and has a Sailor Moon picture in the background? Like, you can't make it up at this point. At this point, it's like, it's almost comical.
Actions and creating a persona that possessed similar personality traits. He even resorted to filming videos announcing his support for Chris and his love for Sonichu, all while touting a yellow-colored Sonic necklace.
Good evening, citizens of YouTube. I must be quiet because it's at night. I don't want to wake up my parents.
Bro saying that while yelling, bro. Saying that while, imagine if I started, like, it's like, what time is it? I don't know. It's 8:03 right now. Imagine if I started this video like, guys, I have to be really quiet. Everyone's in my house sleeping. I have to be really quiet, everybody. Okay, bro. You know you can boost the volume, right? You don't gotta talk so loud.
So please forgive me for not talking loud, and I hope all you can hear me.
I don't think that's gonna be a problem.
In an email dated August 12th, Chris confided in Robert and confessed his adoration for Meg Griffin from Family Guy. She is not ugly. She has always been a beautiful catch in my eyes. I just do not understand how anyone would see Megan as ugly. And I feel it is very pitiful that Seth MacFarlane would make her the punching bag of most everyone else on the show, when clearly she does not deserve such torturous punishment.
I would say it did get a lot worse as the season went on, as like the show went on. In the beginning it was like, Meg, you're my least favorite child, but now it's like, I'd rather you die, Meg, than me not eat my Fruity Pebbles in the morning. It's like, Jesus Christ.
I am in the same
real
boat as
Family
she
Guy, are
is, if you think about it. I'm the punching bag of the jerks on ED who are getting their heinous lulls, a rehash of lol, meaning laugh out loud. But in my opinion, lulls means laughs under lucricities, which is obviously not good.
Hey, call Chris what you want, but bro got one hell of a vocab. That's for damn sure. Lucridices, I would have never got that. I have a whole vocab app on my phone that gives me new words every hour, and I will never get a word like that ever. I got mine's on 5th grade reading level.
He also admitted Robert into his elite list of men whom he does not hate. 3 days later, he recorded and uploaded another video addressed to his supposed fanbase, conceding that Encyclopedia Dramatica has not fallen.
This is an official update to all the loyal Science fans on the internet.
He ain't never looked like this before, bro. He looks exactly like Bob now. It's like he's trying to mimic Bob, and Bob's trying to mimic him. They're reaching like a impasse. It's like reversal red and absolute blue just fusing into a hollow purple.
Everywhere else. Well, first off, the Encyclopedia Dramatica page, the whole website, they did manage to get their ill-gotten money, but I say, screw them. In the air! So anyway,
He addresses the scheme Trolls had to steal his Sonichu medallion.
well, I have been hearing the rumor of the medallion stealing, as you can see. It's still on me, man. Ain't nobody gonna get it off me, cause...
Oh lord, robot
more
getting neon
security measures
treatment.
have been taken.
Ain't no one getting this chain off me. No one taking this chain off me. Cut to immediately getting that chain took. I mean, if it was like maybe something more worth it, because I imagine most of the trolls are pretty like, you know, flimsy, pretty scrawny. So, you know, I imagine if that was like a gold chain, someone could actually took it.
This one might be the real one, this one might be the false one. How are you to know? That's to your own understanding.
Chris implores his fans to contact Nintendo and Sega about producing Sonichu-related merchandise.
What you can do to see all this in fruition and officially approved distribution, you go to Nintendo.com. If you have an account, or if you don't have an account, you get yourself signed up for free. Talk about Sonichu. Build up more hype in their forums everywhere. Send them emails requesting that they bring them to fruition. They talk to me personally about bringing all that to fruition. Send them the emails, handwritten letters to their official building in Seattle, Washington. Like Nintendo and Sega.
It's so sad that he believes this is gonna work. You know, it's like, where's your rage? Where's your anger? Rise.
Know about the hype. Send them your personal requests and everywhere. Tell them to talk to me. They both, Nintendo of America and Sega of America, they know my address and my phone number. They have it in their systems. So talk to them. Have them talk to me. Bring the Sonichu idea to fruition. And there's the update for now. Thank you for listening.
No, thank you.
His ambitious plans
Thank
activated the imagination of one J.K. Productions, who launched their own blog documenting the supposed development of their own Sonichu the game. Chris gave them his full support, unknowingly endorsing an elaborate ruse
God damn.
game. Chris gave them his full
I think they predicted EDP. I think they got it, man. Damn. Shit overflowing like a damn message.
support, unknowingly endorsing an elaborate ruse, with JK being a common acronym for just kidding. On August 18th, Bob wrote a letter for Chris. In stark contrast to the one he had written during Christian's early childhood, this was much more brief, but nevertheless, still hopeful and optimistic about Chris's future. Dear
I
Christian,
hope, I guess.
at this time in life, You and Sonichu need a quest and purpose in life. Let Sonichu become a champion for autistic persons everywhere and continually defeat the perils of autism. Sonichu could become the spokesperson for autistic persons with an ongoing fight for them in chapter after chapter or good deeds on the internet. He could become the spokesperson from now on. You and Sonichu could become famous worldwide.
Imagine if Sanchu did become the spokesperson for autism, and then everything still happened after that. I would loathe being autistic, man. There's nothing wrong with being autistic, but if that was my spokesperson, man, I'll be rioting. There'll be chaos in the streets, and I ain't talking about no gems.
On August 19th, a 3-member group created an online female persona by the name of Blanca Weiss, whose name was derived from the Spanish and German words for white. According to her story, she was working on her own comic book and created her own character called Jigglyami, a singing Pokemon based on Jigglypuff.
Oh my god. You know what I just thought about? When Blanca first showed up, I just didn't even... I was like, is this a real person or what? This was the lore I missed. This was the exposition dump I needed. I missed it this whole time. I'm a silly guy.
Relayed this information to Christian via email and encouraged him to have her featured in a future Sonichu issue. Chris was beyond impressed with her and later made a full-body colored drawing of Jigglyami, which he wanted to send to her home address, but she declined. In order to gain her trust, Christian talked about himself, copying and pasting large sections from his various social media accounts. In return, the troll sent him this photograph as evidence of the veracity of her
Push
character
it to the limit.
And talked more about her backstory.
That looked like Topanga. Is that Topanga?
As evidence of the veracity of her character.
Nah, that's not Topanga.
And talked more about her backstory. Chris admitted that she was growing on him. By the next day, he was already working on a scene in the comic starring Jigglyami. Blanca retorted with the lyrics for a song meant to be performed by Jigglyami. He let her know that he was almost finished Sonichu issue 7 and that he would feature Blanca and Robert Simmons in special interview segments. Chris mentioned that he helped Robert overcome some problems regarding his own love quest, such as abandoning the idea of an attraction sign. I later realized that a sign made me look retarded, so I stopped long time ago. I suggested that he try to put himself in the center of an open area and try some Axe body spray, he stated, under the impression that Axe body spray would have the same result as is demonstrated in their infamous ad campaign.
I'm be real, if no one sued after seeing this, that'd be a wasted bag. If I was doing stuff around this time, if I wasn't like, you know, an actual infantile child that was probably learning how to speak, and I tried that and women to just rush at me, I would sue. That's false advertising 101 right there. I got no women after this. You failed me.
The only thing about him that I feel different about, his version of my medallion. I don't know how to describe the way I feel about it, but from looking at it, I'm like, oh yeah, or oh my god. I think you can understand, but please do not tell him that I said that. Sonichu issue 7 picks up where issue 6 left off, with Chris and Megan on the basketball court, chatting with Bionic, who thanks Megan for setting him up with Megaji. Bionic and Megaji's displays of affection almost bring Christian to tears, because it reminds him of his loneliness and virginity, but is comforted by Megan. They ask Magi-chan and Sonichu about pinpointing the location of the Sonichu balls, which by now are being referred to as Sonichu crystals, due to numerous comments made by trolls highlighting the homoerotic nuance of the term balls.
For those who don't understand the big words like me, he's basically just saying, someone's like, haha, balls. That's it. I got you.
The purpose and abilities of the aforementioned crystals are yet to be revealed. They determine that one crystal might have been lost in the past, and if they found the one who touched it last, they would know where to find it. Magi-chan realizes that at the exact instance when Chris thought up Bionic the Hedgehog in 1996, he was hit in the head by what he thought was a basketball, but it was actually a Sonichu crystal. Christian randomly transitions into a Family Guy style sketch and gives Seth MacFarlane full permission to implement this idea in a future episode of Family Guy.
You know, the way Family Guy going, he might be able to use this. This might actually come in handy. Or might actually just gave him some work.
The sketch in question is the one that was previewed in a video in which Chris, stylized as Family Guy's Peter Griffin, is incorporated into the setting of Filmation's Ghostbusters cartoon. Ironically, his witty reimagining of himself bears far more resemblance to his actual appearance than his official comic book persona. Magi-chan says that he can bring Chris and Sonichu back to 1996 to retrieve the crystal, so he encapsulates the three into a time sphere that brings them back to Chris's time in Manchester High School. Current-day Chris happens upon 14-year-old Chris, who has a conversation with Joseph Herring, depicted as having an acne-ridden face, despite all known photos showing him clear-skinned and handsome.
Damn, bro. Bro try to sully his good name.
Despite all known photos showing him clear-skinned.
Like, this is just hatred at that point. This is just full-blooded hatred. Why even do this?
And handsome. Chris is hit in the head by the crystal, and Sonichu discreetly catches it, avoiding any possible temporal tampering. Beavis and Butthead is also briefly referenced. They proceed to bring the crystal back to the present day, but the time sphere abruptly stops, flinging Chris out of it. Magi-chan comes to the conclusion that Chris is lost. Shenhui stopped. The crystal's power made him able to pass through my sphere. The crystals activated like rockets upon his friction from the stop, and he was propelled into the void of time. There is nothing we can do for him right now. All we can do is wait for a time warp to pen, and if I sense his presence at that moment, there is a chance I can go in and retrieve him. The time warp may open at any random time in the future. Christian's self-imposed exclusion from the storyline was in order to satisfy the many people online telling him that the Sonichu comics primarily focused on Chris rather than the eponymous hero.
It's actually kind of convenient that I hear this because okay, little context for me. I pre-ordered some Wukong Black Myth Dynasty because I think it's going to be a banger of a game. But I didn't know the story of Journey to the West, so I looked it up and I was watching videos about it. And I found out most of the story isn't even about Wukong. It's about this Buddha man, this monk dude. This is exactly what's going on here. Chris is the Buddha and Sonichu is some Wukong. So that being said, we need a Sonichu skin and some Wukong. That's it, that's all.
Sonichu informs Rosechu of the situation, stating that he will survive and will be in a sense watching over them like God. They embrace, with Chris depicting Rosechu's panties under her skirt, in order to defy all claims that he is a homosexual. Meanwhile, in the time void, Chris possibly absorbs the two crystals into his hands, which cause his mind to flood with memories from his recent real-life past, which clash with the thoughts of the comic book Chris, drawing the episode to a close. The comic segues into a special section devoted to the goings-on of the KCWC radio station, hosted by DJ Jamsta Sonichu and his girlfriend, Lalisa Rosechu. He interviews Jigliami and her cute manager Blanca. Jigliami is portrayed with a medallion bearing her own likeness around her neck. Lalisa then conducts...
Imagine if I got a chain with my own face on it. Like, that's crazy.
An in-depth interview with Robert Simmons V, who is said to resemble Chris in many ways. On the day issue 7 was released, Christian finished drawing the cover for the Spring Break Special Issue 8, which he sent to Blanca. For this issue, he changed the name of the comic to Rosechu. Towards the end of August, Evan Christopher George uploaded a Sonichu-related creation which he called Seamanchu, which according to his official biography, was originally a Pikachu that was raised by a swarm of Pokemon called Beedrill. Despite the drills in lieu of hands design bearing resemblance to that of Beedrill, the character's name, red goggles, and drills are derived from semen as seen in the anime series Gurren Lagann.
I thought I was tripping. I thought it was Simon. Am I tripping? I thought that...
Evan decided to email his creation to Chris in the hopes of being included in a future issue of Sonichu. However, Chris rejected the idea, instead adapting the character into a new ground bug-type female creation called Simonla Rosechu, mistaking Simonchu's goggles for infrared eyelids and his cape for a shell. 2 days later, Christian uploaded a video describing his role in the development of the Sonichu video game by JK Productions, still under the impression that it was a legitimate organization.
Alright, well, first off, I am going to give y'all some talk as suggested by my associates who are in on the Sonichu game that's in development. I'm still thinking about the story very much. I got a big chunk of the stories in my head. It's gonna be like multiple stories, like
Oh,
it
that's a
goes
story,
through
man. You got
multiple
something up there.
characters, all the original Sonichu and Rose 2 hedgehogs. Once we get the game project off the ground, hopefully with the assistance of Nintendo of America and Sega of America, there will definitely be the release of the official Sonichu merchandise, including officially released and distributed manufactured medallions for one thing. Copies of my my CWC on TV DVD that you've seen only a few bits of on the YouTube and such, and as well as possible Sonichu action figures.
He mentions that the Sonichu comic will once again be focused on Sonichu, and that Chris will eventually return, only to retire as mayor of Quickville and give himself a smaller role in the story. He then continues to elaborate on the storyline of the game.
And then we go on to Bubbles. Everybody love Bubbles? Bubbles is the bubbly one! Anyway, yeah. Some should get wet. I mean, all the hedgehogs will go through all the same levels, except variation. Bubbles will mostly be able to swim. Somewhat underwater versions of those levels. And a Juck, she'll be flying high, casting off wing attacks against the enemies in her story.
He reveals that Black Sonichu's name will change, possibly as a response to the backlash he had received due to the racial connotations of the name.
Also, for short, for Black...
We all know what name we should have changed it to. We all know. You're thinking it. I'm thinking it. We're all thinking it. It starts with an N.
Sonichu was Black Chew. I'm changing it. For his nickname, as it will be revealed in the upcoming Spring Break issue. Everybody have fun on Spring Break! He will prefer to be called
when the demons start
Blake.
talking?
Simply Blake. Yeah, so anyway, Blake's farting around with Bubbles.
He's farting? Damn, that shit fart.
But Bubbles likes to try to think that she can keep it to herself. Like, she has like, ooh, she turned on by the dark side of the Force. And all the nuttiness that Blake will want to bring with him.
He talks about Blanca and her involvement in his personal and creative life.
It's nice to know that I actually do have a good gal pal that I've made over the internet recently, who's inspired character. She was inspired by me. Her inspired character I've given my full approval of and introduced in the comic I just uploaded to what is now can also be considered to be Sonichu.net. Nothing but net. Screw your com. I got the net.
Listening to Chris talk is just really fucking with my ADHD. My god. Listening to his talk is like my brain just shuts off. My god.
Yeah.
I can't handle it.
And she herself is the original character of the new bubblegum pop star, Jigglyami. Jigglyami. Yeah.
Actually hurts my fucking eyes. My head hurts.
She and I might actually meet in the future, but I don't have any future plans as of this point. But I think I'll feel better with my future set when I have my sweetheart. So, thank you very much, every one of you, for your patronage.
No, Chris, thank you.
And I hope you all have a pleasant day.
No,
Christian's newfound infamy brought him much stress and hardship, with him hardly being able to cope with the constant barrage of trolling, getting ever more challenging to discern what was false and what was true, what was an advice and what was an insult. But he still had his principles, his dreams and ambitions, to see himself through the most trying period of his life.
I don't think that's the most trying, I'm gonna be real. I don't know. But I think, wow, that was something. I'll send it to probably like 2 minutes in the future side because I gotta go take a piss. So he'll take it from here. Well, everyone, that will be the end of my 2-part rewatch of Christian: A Comprehensive History. I'll be heading back to my future timeline and the 40-something numbers and I'll be leaving you to go see 3 years ago me. So yeah, give him some kindness. Make sure to be very nice to that guy. And yeah, I appreciate you guys for watching. If you guys enjoyed it, make sure to like and subscribe. If you want to see some other stuff on my other channels, you can go check them out on my page somewhere. You'll find it if you care. I use one name everywhere. If you're that dedicated, you'll find it. But yeah, I appreciate you guys for watching. Make sure you eat, sleep, and drink. I've been Saimir Shogun, and good. Bye. No.